today is my first sunset shoot in quite a long time, and I'm not really sure what's going to happen. Sunset shoots can either be really easy because the conditions make them really easy, or they can be really hard and this could go either way. But whatever happens, I hope you'll enjoy it. If you do, and you're new here, don't forget to hit subscribe before you go. Hi everyone, it's been quite a long time since my last sunset shoot, and I've been struggling to get out this week for various reasons, but I've managed to get the opportunity to pop out this afternoon or this evening. It's about an hour and 20 minutes before sunset as I'm getting here now, and I'm honestly not sure what's going to happen. I've come out to this old derelict, ruined building that I came and shot during the daytime a few weeks back. Now, I did that in the daytime because I was really concentrating on the clouds, because we had blue sky with nice puffy clouds in it. Today, kind of all over that way, it's pretty much clear skies, but there's some quite hefty cloud over that way, and the sun is setting over kind of that way. So we could get some nice light on those clouds, but I don't know. I guess all we can do is have a little wander around and try and sort of pre-visualize some compositions that might work depending on what happens with the light. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm a big believer that if you see something that looks interesting to photograph, even if it might look better later when the light has changed, it's still worth taking the shot now. Because you can always come back and do it later, and who knows, with things like clouds, nature can be a bit fickle. Who knows what those clouds are going to be like in another 20 minutes, half an hour. And I think with those clouds kind of stacked up behind this building here, there's a possibility of an image. It's still pretty bright, as I said. It's an hour and a quarter still before sunset, but we've got some quite nice low light coming through, so I think it's worth giving it a go. Okay, so I have brought my tripod with me for later, but for now I'm just going to shoot handheld because it's easier right now. And what I'm thinking about doing is using the ruins of the building to frame that cloud, which has got some really nice shapes and patterns in it. Now, I don't know whether to include the tree or not. And like I say, if this scene improves later when the sun gets a bit lower, if that cloud lights up or something, then, that's great. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to exclude the tree. I'm going to shoot at, I don't know, probably about 18 mil. I want to try and get all of the ruined building in, so it's not dropping off either side, and as much of that cloud in as I can. And I'm kind of thinking higher up is going to work better to get the cloud in. I think I'm trying to move to one side a little bit because the cloud's kind of fading away into a darker area there, and the more textured stuff is over that side. Just going to take a little walk down this lane a little way. So I'm thinking maybe photographing the abandoned building or the ruined building from a distance will let me get more of the sky in. So, getting further away, maybe using a longer focal length. So take a little wander down and have a look. There's a load of ducks down here. So I think they're ducks. Yeah, I'm sure they are. Must resist the temptation to photograph the ducks. This more distant viewpoint might work better for this shot, so I'm going to give it a go from here. And again, if it looks better a bit later on when the sun's got lower, I can always photograph it again. I've obviously been working on the fields here because there's loads of tracks and patterns in here where they've been, I guess, tilling it up and maybe planting stuff. So I'm definitely not going to go on there. I'm going to avoid that. I'm just kind of wondering if it makes an interesting foreground or not. Thinking of shooting at about 22mm. That's going to make it quite a broad scene with the building in, but it's also going to fit in a lot of that cloud. I decided to just stop taking photos for a little while and just wait. What I'm waiting for is the sun to drop, and I'm waiting to see if we start to get any sunset effect on the clouds, or indeed if we start to get any interesting light patterns falling across the scene, because at the moment I'm not really seeing them. And it's a funny thing, I do a lot of my photography in the daytime, and when I come out in the daytime I'm almost never too reliant on a specific light or finding something specific. I'm just very open to whatever I find. When I come out at sunrise or sunset, if I don't get sunrise or sunset colours, or that effect that you expect to see at sunrise or sunset, I find myself struggling, and today's no exception. I'm sure if I was photographing in the daytime I'd be wandering around finding little details to photograph, whereas at the moment I kind of feel like I just want to wait and see what happens. Maybe that's not a bad thing, but we got a little while to wait. There's a bit of light and texture up in the clouds now. I've got a feeling we're going to lose the sun, so it looks like there is a little bit of cloud down there. Kind of struggling to fit everything in at 11mm without going back too far into that field, which I don't want to do. And the light is already falling off of the subject, so it's kind of losing its interest a bit. I think I can just about fit everything in, but the problem I've got then is I'm not sure I'm going to have enough room to just take out the wide angle distortion. Hopefully I will, just about. I mean, I could still shoot this handheld, I guess. I'm f11 and 1/40th of a second, so it's still perfectly achievable as a handheld shot. I'm going to go back to handheld for a second. Gives me a little bit more flexibility with the position of the camera. Contrast has got very strong. We've lost all the light off of the building. I'm going to do a bracketed exposure, one at 1/25th of a second. And I'm going to dial it up a stop. I might just keep all the highlights in actually, the contrast's starting to go a bit now, and then we'll go up again. Another stop. The shadow detail. You know what, I'm going to do one more. Losing the sun, and you can see that there, but there is some cloud and the sun's disappearing behind it. Just playing with some horizontal and vertical shots with that sky. I don't think it's going to light up. I don't think it is. So vertical shot, facade of the building coming in from the right hand side across, tree over slightly more to the left, warm glow out on the left hand side and a bit of texture in the sky. I'm going to have to crop this down probably to an 8x10, I would think, for it to work. I'm doing a wide angle shot, again putting the whole of the building in, the tree in, some of the path in the foreground, the sky, trying to capture some of the tones over to the left hand side there. Okay, we're well past sunset now, and I think the chances of us getting that bottom light, beautiful glow in the sky is increasingly disappearing. I think whatever we've had is as good as it's going to get. It's not going to get any better. So I think I'm going to pack up and head for home. As I said earlier on, it's a funny thing. When I do my normal sort of daytime wandering around just trying to find things to take pictures of, I rarely struggle that much. But when I'm doing a sunrise or a sunset, I do tend to rely on the sunrise or sunset delivering. And it doesn't always do that. Maybe that's my problem, something I need to work on. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Next week, fingers crossed, if all goes well, will be something a little bit different. Not so much a different location or a different style of photography, but something different. I don't want to say too much in case it all goes wrong, because it could do. Either way, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, like, shares and comments, always appreciated. And if you're new here and you've enjoyed this, don't forget to hit subscribe before you go. Thank you very much for watching, and until next week, bye.